Okay, so I believe I'm done. I
Oh,
got 1 4, 3 3s, 4 2s, and 1 1.
okay.
I have 4 in stamina and I have 1 in manipulation.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so that means your health is going to be 6. So in order for this character sheet's a little weird, but in order to do your health, see how your health is just black boxes right now, or it probably should still be. I don't know if you messed
Correct?
up.
Yep, it squares.
So just uh, click on each of those squares until it's just a circle. Should just be an empty circle.
Yep, I got 6 circles now.
Okay, and so willpower. So that was stamina plus. Actually, sorry. Stamina plus 3, so you actually have 7 stamina. So go ahead and put another box. I screwed up on that.
7 health.
Okay, 7 health. Willpower is composure plus resolve.
So 3 composure, 2 resolve, so 5 willpower.
Yeah, 5 willpower. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is skills. Now you have 3 options before you even start choosing skills. You can be a jack of all trades, which means you get a lot of low level skills. You can be a balanced, which is kind of middling, and then a specialist, which gives very few skills, but they're very good at them.
Specialist.
Okay, so that's 1 skill at 4, 3 skills at 3, 3 skills at 2, and 3 skills at 1.
So 1 skill at 4, 3 skills at 3.
Yeah. Basically, and then it's 3 skills at 3, 3 skills at 2, 3 skills at 1.
So 1 skill at 4, 3 skills at 3, 3 skills at 2.
Yeah.
So 1 at 4, 3 at 3, and 3 at 2.
And then 3 at 1.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay. Sweet. So the last thing you need to do in skills is choose a specialty. What this means is like those skills are pretty broad, like in terms of what they are. So you get to choose one of your skills, and you're especially good at one specific thing. So, like for example, brawl, you can choose like grappling, and you're better at holding people. Or melee, you're extremely good with swords. Or performance, you're good at acting, so on and so forth. And all that means is in that very specific instance, you get an extra die. Usually, your specialty should, whatever you thought your character's job was in their human life, it probably should reflect that.
So survival in this is what?
Sur- Survival is outdoor survival. It's almost exactly what it was in D&D. It's tracking. It's learning, knowing how to survive out in the wilderness. It's also yeah. So weirdly, it's also it and medicine have a lot of overlap. Medicine is usually how you treat other people. Survival is a lot about how you treat yourself. Like if you get wounded, how you end up treating yourself. Survival can help you there too.
So for melee, can I do like grappling, or can I try to go for pressure points or joints?
So that would be more brawl. Melee is actually about melee weapons. Brawl is about hand-to-hand fighting. But yeah, you could say brawl martial arts if you wanted to.
And then do I write it down someplace or just let you know?
It would just let me know. I'll make a note of it.
Yeah, brawl, martial arts, things along those lines for grappling. Possibly not necessarily attacking or hurting people, but disabling them.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, when that comes up, you will have an extra die. The next thing we have to determine is your disciplines. But before we actually do disciplines, we need to figure out what clan you were embraced in. So I don't know. Do you know anything about the vampire universe?
I'm a little familiar with it. I don't know the names exactly of them, but I have an idea of what some of them are. I'm going for somewhat more of the grotesque, bigger creature thing along those lines. I was once not a bodyguard, but like a bouncer, and so I had to deal with a lot of different people along those lines. And I've always worked in servitude of others.
Okay, so the kind of the brawly um, clans are going to be Bruja, who are kind of like the street punks.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
Okay, so you're a Bruja. So let me look up exactly what your disciplines are then. You get one discipline at 2, one at 1. They have to be your clan disciplines. I need to figure out what they are. Give me a second. I want to say it's celerity, potence, and something else, but give me it.
If I remember correctly, celerity, speed, and potence is my
Yeah,
stamina.
celerity is speed, potence is like strength and stamina. Uh, okay, so Bruja, here we go. Yeah, okay, so it's celerity, which is speed, potence, which again is strength and stamina, and the last one is presence. Presence is um like it's low level charm, like it's an aura you exude that makes people either their attention is drawn to you or it makes them scared to death of you.
So what was that one called?
Presence. So you get one discipline at 2 and one at 1, and you'll get another discipline once we determine what kind, how your character prefers to feed.
So I have potence at 2, celerity at 0, and presence at 1.
Okay, and we will get your powers in just a second for that, but I'll get back to that in just a second because that's pretty automatic. You don't have to really make any choices there. Um, it's more you know what you can do more than anything else with it.
I can always ask if I can do this. If not,
Yeah. Well, a lot of vampires like, how am I going to do this? And then I will come up with an act. I should explain actually how the mechanic works. So everything is a D10. Um, I only care about so I count the number of successes. Like I come up with a difficulty number, and you have to make that many successes. A success is any number above a five. Above a five. Um, a failure is anything 5 or lower. However, I do care about tens because if you get 2 10s on a roll, that's a critical success. Um, and I don't usually care about ones except on Hunger Die, which we'll get into once we actually start really playing.
So do I need to worry about any other stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The next thing we need to do is, sorry.
No worries.
We need to determine how do you vision your character preferring to get their blood, and then we'll assign you a predator type, which goes back up to the top of the thing. But it also gives you an extra discipline that helps you feed, basically.
Possibly after a fight, pretty much have to beat somebody up, and I prefer to beat them up and take it from them.
Okay, so you're just like Becca. You're what's called an alley cat.
Yay, alley cats!
Uh yeah, it's after a fight. So you, let me get to that. You get some extra skills from that, and you get to choose. You can increase either you can get your point of celerity, or you can increase your potence by 1 by being an alley cat.
I will go with potence.
Okay. And and you get you get a second specialty in Brawl. You now also have a grappling specialty in Brawl.
Isn't that the one I wanted before, or is that something different?
Well, you chosen like being able to hit people not to knock them unconscious. Grappling is more holding them and biting them.
And do I put that under disciplines?
No, don't worry about that. I'll just be aware that you get an extra dice whenever you're grappling somebody. I just wanted you to aware that you had an extra thing. But yeah, make sure you get your. I guess it's your third point in potence.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so we'll get to your powers then. Actually, so the next thing we actually need to flesh out your character a little bit. The last part of this is convictions and touchstones. Convictions are the things your character holds on to keep them sane. Because being a vampire is a horrible condition, and you're basically a monster. So, the convictions are what keep you from becoming fully a monster. And then a touchstone is a person or object that represents. So you choose 2 main convictions, and then you take 2 touchstones, which are a person or object that you hold basically sacred, and is representative of that conviction.
So what convictions do I have options to pick?
It's not really an option. You basically take a statement. Becca, if you want to tell, like, what's Becca's conviction?
So my 2 convictions are, first one is hard drugs will ruin your life. And then my second one is family will always be there for you. So it's kind of more of a statement of something that your character would hold dear. It can practically be anything that you care about.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a good thing. It just has to be something that, like, a vampire really wouldn't care about. But you care about because you used to be a human.
When the idea that came up to me would be more of a statement along the lines of, it's not for me to ask or when or why, just for me to do or die. You know, being prior military, then he got into becoming a bouncer.
Okay.
And then he got into a Russian body, a family, and then that's how.
Yeah. So I will actually go ahead and that's a pretty good conviction. So your conviction is basically about duty and about just following orders. So I would say, and if you're part of the Russian mafia, so one of your touchdown is going to be Sergei Sergei Olankov, and who's basically, it's not Russian mob, but he's one of their enforcers, I guess. He's an aging enforcer that you used to work for, and occasionally still do. I'm gonna see, and let's see if Chester is about to start.
So that's marked as Chronicle.
No, that should be. Let me see where it's at.
I got it on
should
second
be-
page Touchstone.
Yes,
Yeah.
second page Chronicle. Don't worry about Chronicle tenets. Just Touchstone. Actually, go ahead and put in your conviction under Chronicle tenets. It should. The character sheet's a little screwed up. It should be convictions, not Chronicle tenets. We haven't determined a Chronicle tenet yet. Oh, and your clan bane is that you have one less dice when it goes to frenzy. You're a little bit. You're prone to anger. Is the bane of Brujah.
Why would you say that? I was going to ask if I can add a touchstone.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the touchstone I was going to ask is along the lines of my uniform. It's pretty much just like a suit that I've worn, and something along those lines. It's because it's part of my job, so it's very important to me.
Yeah, that's a great touchstone actually, because yeah, okay. And then you have a starting humanity of you start with a hunger of 1. That's just standard, and then you have a starting humanity of 6. Okay, and I'm going to back off.
Do I need anything with concept, ambition, sire, desire?
So Sire won't come up in this game. I'll get you the name of your sire. And there's Chester. Yep.
At least you're going to know your sire. I was thrown into a garbage bin.
Becca's Kaidif, so she's a little odd.
I'm a little heavier, so that's probably what happened.
Oh, your character would very much know their sire. I actually need to look at the Brujah clan characters for the area and figure out who would actually be able to sire somebody without getting deep shit. So. I will let you know before we start, because Chester's about to, and he already knows this, and hopefully Shayna will be able to join us as well. Political situation your character is probably, well, not necessarily actually the youngest. I don't know how old your character actually is. You get to choose. I would say you were embraced about 3 years ago, which would make you the youngest in terms of being a vampire. Politically, you're actually probably the closest to what's going on. The Bay Area has about 6 different interests fighting over it. It's been this way forever, as far as the clans are concerned. There's the Anarchs, and the Cams, or the Camarilla, which are the vampire factions, and they're always at each other's throats, both figuratively and literally. Although they are actually in a kind of truce in the area, mainly because they have bigger issues to deal with. Specifically, San Francisco itself is pretty much ruled by what's called the Wan Kuei, which are which are more like demons. They're sometimes called Chinese vampires, but they're more akin to demons than they are to vampires. San Jose, being next to Silicon Valley, is basically overrun with the Second Inquisition and what's called the Technocracy, who are wizards. And then the entire area, because of what's north and east of us, being basically forests, is pretty much nothing but werewolves. None of these groups like vampires at all. So the vampires have kind of circled the wagons around their remaining interests. But old rivalries still simmer under this service. Making things worse is the princes of San Francisco and Oakland hate each other.
Is that the Merchant Princes?
No, like funny. The Prince of San Francisco, whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head right now, he is a puppet for the One Quay. And then Van Nuys is the Prince of Oakland and is kind of been licking his wounds for the past 10 years. He's been fighting a losing battle, trying to take San Francisco back and prove himself superior to the other Camarilla Ventrue around. Still waiting on Chester. He should be sending me his Discord account information soon.
You could probably send him at least the Roll20 link, right?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Just like pop it into the messenger for both him and Shayna.
Uh-huh.
And we have Lost Terry and Roll20.
I jumped out. I was trying to update something.
Okay. Roger that.
Copy link address. And I just popped out to do something too.
Yeah.
I'm going to get another V8.
So while we're waiting, how was the rest of your weekend? Terry?
Yeah,
Oh.
well, for the most part. Sorry, I was kind of typing into stuff. Well, for the most part, I guess I got to relax for the most part yesterday. I got to relax most of today. And yeah.
Cool.
Yours?
Oh, about the same. What did I actually do yesterday? I did some gardening yesterday after Paladins and Pajamas, and did some just kind of normal household chore type stuff. And today we went and worked out in the morning, and I got to have some time to just kind of play Witcher this afternoon, and now I get to play with you and Chester and Shayna, so it's going to be awesome.
Yes, it will. Are you done with Monster Hunter?
I haven't played it in a while. It's a fun game, but it doesn't have all that much of a storyline to keep me interested. It's really is just going and fighting monsters and making fashionable armor, which if I'm in the right mood is awesome, but outside of that, it doesn't have a whole lot of story. So I'm sure I'll go back and play Monster Hunter again, but Witcher's storylines, even like the little side quests, have interesting things about them that keep me interested and keeps me coming back. If that makes sense.
It does. But the whole point is that some people just like that mindless. I'm going to kill stuff and get better stuff, and then I'll kill more stuff to get even better stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes that's nice, but I can't do that all the time. I get bored with it.
Well, that's what you get for wanting to use your brain.
Yeah, I know. So, as a side note, I mean, I'll mention again when Chester and Shayna actually log in, if the conversation allows it. But my character is actually going to be a fairly tall Latina woman. She's actually mestizo, so part European, part.
I would say you guys are gonna. I'm gonna actually have you guys go over what you look like and kind of do the whole.
Okay.
Your
I was just
coterie is
gonna
not formed
say.
yet.
I was just gonna let Terry know that while I'm not gonna be able to do it really because my Spanish isn't well, I don't speak Spanish well enough to do it, but my character prefers to speak in Spanish.
Right.
So I guess I'm just going to have to say when she starts getting frustrated that at this point she's actually shifting over to Spanish and then continuing. Because while I've been trying to continue learning Spanish and German, I don't have a very good linguistic skill, so it's not at a high enough level where I could actually do the character justice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, couldn't you just try to figure out what you want to say ahead of time? So certain words you use constantly, we can look them up in Google. We can translate Google so that you get time to practice. So when you say certain things, you'll have it readily available.
I will for certain things, but if it's something that I wouldn't be able to do that with, I'm just going to have to say kind of she's shifting over to Spanish, and I'm sorry, but I don't know the words for this, or I haven't looked up the words for it, and we'll just go on from there. But yeah, I will be looking up certain words that she would use frequently and phrases she would use frequently. I haven't done it today because I was doing other stuff and I was being lazy and playing Witcher, but I do plan on doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I know I have to have the weirdest look on my face right now. I'm just trying to.
No, it's okay. It's your face.
Thank you, Terry.
Anytime.
On?
Hello?
Hello.
How do I?
Here's the thing.
Ah, hey, Chester.
I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Nice. That's that.
It's probably. Let's see.
Hello.
Hi. I'm not
Hello.
sure I'm doing this right. Hold on.
I think you are. We can see you and hear you. Yeah.
Awesome, because I can see and hear you guys in the little box, but we're trying to figure it out. I think I'm. Yes. Huzzah! I got it. Is that my charger? Oh, you're awesome. Thank you.
I mean, all the skills because I went home.
Sure.
I told Paul too, if you want to like watch/listen in.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
That's why I was like, I'll probably bounce back and forth.
Roll20 is the system I've used with Mickey.
Oh, look at that echo.
Yeah, it's bad. That's
I can
what
hear
I'm
myself.
saying.
That's
That's why I said I don't have a headset though.
Creepers are always welcome.
You have a headset.
No, not that plugs into this. That plugs into my PC, which isn't here yet
This
because
is
it's
an
a
aux to
No.
totally mute your mic and you're not talking.
I'm gonna figure it out.
All you have to do is mute him.
She's still learning that I'm an asshole.
Don't worry, that won't
You
take
don't
long.
have to mute Chester. He'll mute himself repeatedly.
yes, he will.
She just muted herself. That's all.
Yep, and Chester muted himself so that they could talk without us hearing.
Sorry, we're figuring it out. I'm just gonna leave mine muted until I want to talk. But I talk a lot, so there may be a lot of echo. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
We don't mind as long as we can hear you.
That's perfect.
Okay.
And her husband is standing here drinking Medaya and teasing us.
Of course. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and start. We'll touch on all this stuff. Make sure I don't unplug myself. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start. So you've all been summoned. The those kindred that have made their way to the North Bay area. So that's Marin, Sonoma, and Napa counties. You've been summoned to a ostentatious French chateau, the cellars of which, by the sheriff of the North and East Bay, a Tremere by the name of Father Matthias. Lily, you're aware of him. He provided you some assistance in your first time experiencing on life, as it were. This, however, is a grave matter. One of the kindred has violated the treaties. They were caught in Chinatown hunting. Such indiscretions, while in previous nights we looked upon with a certain amount of humor, these nights with war becoming ever closer and the hot breath of the Inquisition bearing down on everybody's necks, summary execution is in order. Chester? I can't hear you. What's up?
I was actually asking what kind of audio port she had.
Okay. So you sit in the cellar, wine barrels stacked beside you, as a rather portly African man stands above a young blonde, or at least seemingly young blonde male dressed in an EMT jacket, a stake buried into his heart. Father Matthias simply looks at everyone gathered. Those of you who have lived these nights know I have one rule. I have been fair to Anarch and Camarilla alike. Do not endanger the masquerade, and I leave you alone. However, this kindred violated our most sacred tradition. By bringing war onto the One Quay, he is guilty of bringing hellstorms upon the rest of you all. As such, he will be executed without any mercy. I submit his blood to you all. And at this, Father Matthias grabs him by the skull. Lily, again, you know this is Kyle. As blood starts pouring from his mouth and eyes, and feeds into 6 chalices arrayed, as each of the primogen of the area each take a glass and drink deeply. And it looks like Kyle has nothing more to give. Father Matthias unleashes a cavalry rapier and chops off his head. Now, that dire business concluded, it has been a long time since we have all gotten together. I think all of us could use with a bit of fanfare and music. He claps his hands and a string quartet starts to play. He goes back to his business. You guys are arrayed in the cellar. Right now you have not too much to do. There is a few hors d'oeuvres, some wine, some of the blood ghouls from the various Ventru are paraded around for samples. It's fairly ostentatious display. What do you want to do?
So I'm not sure what Rebecca's character's name is.
Rebecca's character's name is Lily. You guys would probably know each other if you guys all want to introduce your characters. Brief description, their name, and if they don't hide it, what clan they're from, and or what clan everyone thinks they're from. We'll say it that way. Brief description and their name, and anything that is basically open knowledge that people would know. You guys would know of each other. You're haven't really formed any kind of group yet, though.
Okay. Well, since Terry asked about my character, I guess I'll go first. My name is Lily. I am actually about 6 foot tall with black hair, brown eyes, coppery skin. Obviously mestizo with a European and probably Central or South American heritage. I have a heavy Spanish accent, and I'm sorry, my Spanish is actually not good enough to do it justice. So when she gets frustrated and switches to Spanish where I don't know the words, I'll just say she does so. At this point, I think I'm going to actually partake of one of the blood ghoul samples.
Okay. By the way, all of you guys start at hunger 1, so none of you can, unless you kill somebody, you cannot drop down. So anybody that partakes, although, yeah, I you wanted to just drink your wine, didn't you, Becca?
Yeah, I wanted to sip
for you
of
guys
the wine.
that don't know, when I have a rule of Becca, she has a glass of Cabernet. Anytime she takes a sip from her wine glass and she's not drinking, she gets a point of hunger.
So I'm Yuri Buddy Kirill Aleskev. I'm Eastern European. I'm pretty much, I believe I'm going to be 5'4" for this whole portion of it. I'm not so much older, but I'm later in my years. But pretty much I was balding when I was in high school for the most part. You guys know that I'm paramilitary and I work for one of a family.
Wait, you're playing yourself?
I'm 6'6". So
Oh
no.
yeah, no.
No,
Terry-
that is not playing.
Terry the player is slightly taller than the men in my family, and most of the men in my family are about 6'4" to area. So
Okay, so Chester, who are you playing?
All right, so I changed my name for convenience on Roll20. My character goes by the name Harrow. Anyone who's done any digging will know that last name matches up with actual federal records because I've taken the appropriate merits to have impeccable false aliases.
So you have 3 masks.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I took Kabul as well, so I can I can make really good masks for other people.
Okay.
I am. So anyone who's Doug will see my name is Michael T. Harrow, but I go by Harrow, in typical last name fashion.
Okay.
I put a link in Roll20 as well. I look like Saeed from Lost.
Okay.
So maybe, Hindu-ish, whatever, but the accent is definitely Romani for those with linguistic or Eastern European experiences might recognize. Kind of like your American gypsy-ish type person.
Okay.
Which could leave people to guess as to his clan, but he doesn't do a whole lot of sharing because Second Inquisition and all fuck people.
Okay.
He came to San Francisco and made the mistake of asking around about his ex-girlfriend, who has the infamy dots. I took that whatever so that the person related to you. I forget what it was called now. I don't know. Basically, my ex-girlfriend that I came looking for in San Francisco, she did something naughty. So I also learned not to talk to people about who I am or where I came from because of that.
Oh yeah, she did something interesting. We'll get to
See?
that.
I like it. We'll leave it there then.
Okay, Shayna, who are you playing?
Here, let me use this. Can we use this?
Yeah. That awful screeching. I don't know where that's coming from, so I'm just muting everything.
Okay.
Oh, is it working? Okay. Sorry. Hi. I'll have a better setup once Household Goods gets here. My character's name is Cece, which is a nickname for Cersei, which is very obvious. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help myself.
Okay.
She's about 6'5". She's got darker skin, hair, and eyes. Looks pretty mixed in every way. Nothing necessarily distinguishable in terms of origin. Just very clearly something. There's something Anglo in there, probably something Romanian, but that's just about it. There's nothing really distinguishing about her characteristics or features. She dresses in modern Gothic. That's it. That's all I've got.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, your characters are relatively aware of each other. Apparently, everyone's kind of aware of Harrow because he did not endear himself well to, or at least a acquaintance of his did not endear him. Is not endearing to the local populace. Is anybody for the rest of the people gathered? There's not a huge amount of kindred in the North Bay. It's because of how spread out it is. The people you can see is you obviously Father Matthias. There's the Primogen, but they're not. You guys are all neophytes. They have no interest in talking to you one way or the other. And I should, and then so there's Melissa, who Lily knows. She looks absolutely distraught at these proceedings. There's a Toreador by the name of Michael. He's being his normal disaffected self. He doesn't seem particularly interested in what's going on. You do know that he fancies himself an artist, but he's not very good at anything in particular. He's very critical of everybody else. And he usually has a pack of hangers-on as typical of his clan. There's also Eki. Eki is no one's quite sure what Eki is, both clan, gender, anything. Eki is rail thin, moves like a serpent, honestly. Lithe, Egyptian skin tone, but he doesn't have any kind of accent worth noting. And but he's basically an arms dealer for the vampires. If you and really anything you want something, Eki knows how to get it. But that's pretty much everybody that's here. Father Matthias seems to goes up to each one of you in turn and hands you a note, letting you know that that he wants to see you in about an hour before you depart. That he's calling in a favor on each of you.
So I walk up to Lily, as usual, kind of twitching because I want to drink. I pull out my coin. I say, call it in the air.
Heads.
There's no 1d2. I was just going to flip it.
Okay.
There's no 1d2 in roll 20? Roll 1d2.
Okay, there you
There!
Which one's which?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, you
Those-
were the one flipping it, so I think whatever. I guess we didn't say whether odds or evens.
Yeah, the whole point was I was going to try to win so that I can drink. And I know you have the same problem, so.
Well, drink from who? The appetizer that I had supped on? I don't actually have a problem with you stepping in and as I walk off. If
No,
it's
it was
me,
Sorry to interrupt. It was a matter of the blood.
everything
It
just
was
froze.
I can still hear you though, and I can see Scott moving.
Okay.
Everybody else is moving as well.
It settled out. So, what were you actually trying to drink from?
Well, we were each given a goblet, and I know that I don't like to drink unless I've
No,
won.
no, you guys
I
were
thought
not
you
given a
guys were.
goblet. The Primogen were given a goblet.
Oh. Never mind.
No, I was drinking directly from one of the blood ghouls. I don't have a goblet, but yeah. So Shayna, it was odds or evens, heads or tails?
I would say even.
Okay, so heads were evens.
Okay. So
I won.
okay. Okay. That happened. Is there anything you guys want to accomplish in this cellar, or do you want to figure out what Father Matthias wants?
I would like to talk to Melissa.
Okay.
Not really over much, though I will ask her if she knows what Father Matthias is up to, but basically commiserate the loss of our associate, Kyle. And I would say to her, I'm guessing he went into Chinatown on an EMT call and got caught.
Yes, it wasn't. He was too good for this world. Too good for our knights.
He most certainly was.
I don't know what Father Matthias wants. You know him.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of, well, you know, it's a favor that he's calling in, so I'm pretty sure it's going to get me into some sort of shit.
Oh, you can count on it. Is there anything else?
No. Do you need anything before I continue to mingle? Didn't think you would necessarily. You stand on your own most of the time, but in a situation like this, I wanted to make sure I
just
asked.
need to go kill somebody.
All right. Well, if you need backup, you know I'm willing.
I'll go find a junkie somewhere. Disappear into my thoughts. And she actually
Okay.
heads out.
And I'll wander back through the crowd.
Harrow, at this, Aki is actually approaching you.
Fantastic. I look forward to hearing what he has to offer.
Harrow!
No.
I haven't seen you around in a spell. I figured you would run off again.
I prefer to refer to that as constructive cowardice, not running. But I'm willing to stick around every here and there and see how the dice land.
Uh, I hear a tale of some interesting business back east, and you always seem to know your way around. I was hoping you might
I do, in
help
fact,
a
get
person out.
Sorry, I had a feedback there. What'd you say?
Oh, I just need something transported for me, and you usually are pretty good about such things.
I'm fairly sure we can probably come to an arrangement for a man of your connections.
3 nights from now, a van departs. I was hoping you could procure me what's on it, and then transport it to an address down just a little bit past Reno. And he hands you another piece of paper in your hand. It's just a simple address in Reno, Nevada.
Consider it handled.
He also, there's another address in Oakland for where the van would be parked.
I figured your T's were crossed and your I's dotted.
Yeah.
So 3 nights from now, pick up something from one spot, transport to another. Sounds easy. I'm sure it won't be.
If it was easy, I could hire anyone to do it.
Oh, that was between you and me, Scott, but very well. In character, not in character.
Okay. But otherwise, nothing beyond that weird incident. Is there anything else you guys want to do, or do you want to figure out what the Tremere sheriff wants?
Well, I was going to try to smooth with who I need to smooth and then find a place and go light up.
Who are you going to try to smooth?
Oh, just who I need to talk to. So I'm pretty much a yes man, so I'm going to say hellos to whoever I need to say hellos to and then go out and smoke.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the smoking for a vampire is kind of an interesting ordeal because you don't really imbibe nicotine. It's at this point a pure habit for you. It doesn't do anything for you, but you do it anyways because you've just done it for so long. But yeah, you say hello
Floral
to
fixation.
the only person that really has any authority down here anymore is Father Matthias. You greet your Bruja Primogen, a actually kind of blonde-haired, cute as a button girl that terrifies the crap out of everybody in the room. By the name of Lily. Or sorry, not Lily. Lisa. Lily is you.
Yeah.
By the name of Lisa.
Risa? R-I-S-A?
Lisa. She just kind of nods at you, Yuri, and says, please don't get into any kind of violence in the next few days. I had enough problems cleaning up after your last mess. But otherwise, she basically waves you off to go smoke. Cece, is there anything Cece wants to accomplish?
He just no, there. Yes.
Oh. I'm live.
Okay.
I don't know what necessarily I would want to accomplish. I feel like the favor, I didn't send my character sheet earlier, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
The favor that Father Matthias would have to pull from her would likely have been in connection to her mother, I'm assuming. So I think she would be not wanting to stir up any trouble or anything and probably just hanging back and trying to observe.
That's fine. So yeah, We'll go on to what Father Matthias wants. So it takes people start moving out and going on to their respective nights within 40 minutes. It's not the execution was quicker than would otherwise be really necessary. It was quicker and it got done with, and everyone just kind of filters out. Pretty much leaving you four and Father Matthias as the last ones there. As soon as the last person leaves, Father Matthias just... So, we have a problem. Or I have a problem, and that makes it your problem. That idiot, and he points to the now dust pile on the floor, basically. Had something of mine on him when he made his ill-fated trip into Chinatown. I need it back. I need you to get down there, get to this address, and he hands you an address it's a noodle house. Like it's one of those. It's not. You actually know it as not an authentic Chinese noodle house. You can tell by the sign that says "Authentic Chinese Noodle House" on the facade. And it's not even technically in Chinatown. It's just kind of Chinatown adjacent.
Who is he handed to?
Hmm?
I was wondering who he hands the note to. You said he gives you an address, or does he text you?
He would. I guess the oldest of them would probably be Harrow. So he gives Harrow the address.
Is this the same address that was on my other piece
No.
of paper?
No.
Okay,
This
just
one's,
making sure.
This one's in San Francisco. The last one's
No conflict of interest yet. Got it.
No.
Good
What he
stuff.
does let you know is he needs it done. I need it done tomorrow. It's the only tomorrow night. It's the only time I can get the wards down. You guys know that the wards are actually seals along the BART station and the Bay Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge that literally causes vampires and Wang Kuei who try to transit without authority to spontaneously combust. It's old magic. It's actually the only thing that it's why the Tremere holds so much power is they're able to be they're the only ones that can enable and disable these things. It's why Father Matthias is so respected. I need the wards disabled. I can get the wards disabled. You have one night. Get down there. Don't engage the Wang Kuei. And just try to keep your noses clean. I think it goes without saying that I have no knowledge of what you're doing down there.
You disconnected, Scott.
Did to be dramatic.
What is the last thing you heard from me?
It goes without saying that.
Oh. Goes without saying that we never had this conversation. I don't know what you're doing down there. I don't know how you slipped past the wards. You just did.
And what is this item that we need to recover?
It's a book. A simple book.
A simple what?
Book.
Book. That's quaint.
Okay, what's the title of the book, or what does it look like at least?
It's It's a fairly new edition, reprinted from from one of my sire's collections. It's the Path of the Grave.
I'm sure my character has no idea what that is, so I'm just gonna
Yeah,
blink innocently.
that's all you need to know. Get it back to me, or destroy it. I don't care. Just don't let it in the hands of those demons.
That's fair.
I would need, if you do destroy it, please provide proof.
Like video? I mean,
I prefer not video.
that's why I was kind of wondering if we actually destroy it. You want the ashes?
The ashes would be fine, or a physical picture, nothing digital. If you can find a camcorder, we can use a VHS tape, but I don't know how.
It's Chinatown. I'm sure we can find something.
Now, if people start asking questions if we gather together too much, so have fun. He throws a wad of cash. This time, not to Harrow, to Lily. He doesn't trust you with that.
Okay, how
This
much
should-
cash?
It's about $5,000. They should get you a car and whatever you need to get down there and back. No traces. Take Golden Gate. It's the only ward I can really disable without attracting attention.
Okay.
Do you want us to take a zip car?
He looks at you. Just any car. I don't. Just not one that can be traced back to any of us.
There's
I
probably
have a
some really
Groupon.
nice ones in the parking lot upstairs.
Your methods are your own. Just take care of it. I don't know. The less I know, the better it is for everybody concerned. And then he just leaves.
But I have a Groupon you gave me. It worked.
I don't even know what a Groupon is, Yuri.
And I pull it out of my pocket to show him.
You start hearing things about newfangled kids and how in his time people got whipped for disrespecting their elders, and then he just leaves.
What kind of car do you drive?
Who?
Who are you directing that to?
But
Father
he-
Matthias? What was his name?
Matthias.
That's
is-
who's briefing us, right? And
Yeah,
getting us to do this.
he's already up, and he's like, I don't drive, and he just leaves.
Guess I can't steal his car.
Darn.
Okay, team. Do any of you have experience with things like this, or is it just me?
What, with getting a car? I mean, that's pretty easy. But in,
Okay. So
the
we'll call
rest-
you Wheels. What do the rest
Okay.
of you do?
And Yuri pulls out his Groupon hire.
Yeah, you are definitely not in charge of transportation. What do you do?
Yuri's pretty infamous at this point. You know exactly what Yuri does.
Even being new in town?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
pretty obvious just looking at Yuri. what Yuri
I mean, his name's Yuri, so I've already judged him,
does. Yeah.
but figured I'd ask. All right, and what about you? What do you do? You have no clue? Well, that's a real shame.
I'm here on a favor for my mother.
Oh, mama's girl. Got it. So we'll send her in as bait just to see what's there.
Sure.
You're in charge of wheels. You're in charge if things go sideways. And I'm the master sitting beside the driver. It works out very well.
Okay, so is there anything you want to accomplish this night, or do you want to do everything the next night?
What time of the night is it right now?
They summoned you at about midnight, so it's about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, and Eki has already left, correct?
Yeah, Eki would have gotten bored in about 20 minutes into it and
Okay.
left to his job. If you want to go talk to him, he works a wine bar in Sonoma, kind of.
You said in Oakland?
Sonoma.
Oh, Sonoma. Nice.
Okay. Well, where can we all meet tomorrow night after sundown? I will procure transportation. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
I don't really have established placehood, so I kind of pick a new one every night. I will probably just find one somewhat near where you want to meet.
Okay, great.
We go IHOP.
One of the IHOPs just off of the 101?
I have Groupon.
That is international, no?
All right. Can any of us, as players, remember an IHOP close to the 101?
Yeah, it's an IHOP. There's IHOPs everywhere. There's gonna be
You're talking about the one in Roanoke Park. There's a couple other ones, different places.
there's probably one closer that are down in Marin Marin
There's
probably
one
doesn't
in
have an
Petaluma?
IHOP.
So there's one in Petaluma, one in Roanoke Park, and then a couple other ones on the way.
Yeah.
I think they closed the one in Petaluma. They were
Uh,
going to anyway. I don't know if they did or not.
Yeah, we have lumberjacks. We don't really have IHOP here. The probably Novato is going to be the one closest to the Golden Gate Bridge because Marin doesn't like Marin. You would be going at a McLaren dealership or something. So,
Plenty of cars.
yeah, and completely inconspicuous too.
Yeah, so I would,
Go ahead.
when we were meeting along those lines, I would try to figure out if we were able to do things digitally, things along those lines, and I would have my person I would talk to possibly to get a little more information of where we're actually going to.
Okay.
Use some of my military contacts.
Okay, so naturally Yuri doesn't actually probably care that much because of his sect, because of his clan, but officially the Camarilla do not. It is against the rules of the Camarilla to use digital means to communicate between vampires. Now, Yuri, you're not a member of the Camarilla, so you probably don't give a crap. But
I'm not either.
so
My guy loves burner phones, though. We'll be fine.
and you all have a cell phone. You're just not supposed to talk to each other with it. But it's having a cell phone is part of blending in with humanity. So
Message boards, telling you.
but yeah. So
Yeah, so if there's an IHOP in Novato, that's where we're meeting.
okay, there's an IHOP in Novato. I don't know if that's true, but we'll say that there's an IHOP in Novato.
If not, Yuri's gonna open it tonight.
Yeah, because he has Groupon.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I am going to head out and see if Eki knows of a cheap car that I can purchase late at night. Because most, you okay?
Oh, you're gonna get so much shit if you show up in a cheap car.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to tell her after.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna go to Eki.
He is the person I know that would know somewhere that I could get a car on the down low without it being immediately known as stolen once the owner sees it missing.
Okay. So that's gonna be one of your favors for Eki. So you lose a point in contacts if you want to use him to get a car.
Everything kind of like froze and then sped up.
Okay, so did you hear me about the contacts?
Becca is speaking, but not audible.
Bad guy, I think something's off with your stuff.
We got our shit figured out. I'm just saying.
I don't have a mic.
Oh, I thought
I'm
there
not
was a
sure what's
microphone
going
there.
on. I think it's a bandwidth issue, possibly.
You're coming back in clearer. Okay, so you're going to Eki. Apparently not. Okay, technical.
Oh, hey, now I hear you. Okay, I'm going to Eki's.
Okay. So. Yeah. So Eki meets you. You meet Eki at the wine bar, basically. Oh, Lily, my dear, I did not expect to see you so soon. What can poor Eki do for you this evening?
Was wondering if you had any contacts that I'd be able to get a car that wouldn't be traced back to me. Without
Do I have
it
any
being
contacts?
stolen.
Lily, you think too little of me. Of course. What kind of car would you like?
Well, I need it to fit at least 4 people, and for it to be fairly nondescript.
That's easy enough. I can get you a Corolla. They are fairly nondescript around here. If that's to your liking. If you need something with a little bit more storage, I can of course get you a service van.
I think a silver sedan would work fairly well.
Service van, not silver sedan.
Oh yeah, service van. Service van would be perfect.
She was actually using a skill there to persuade him to give her what she really wanted.
Which was a silver sedan. Actually, he does have a silver sedan too. It however, has recently been inverted, and so you can get it real cheap. It flipped over on the Petaluma Road. It was driven by a strange
Drunk
Russian man, a strange Russian 20-year-old.
I think the van would probably be a good choice. Hopefully.
Okay, I'll bring it to you. I do caution it's while it can't be traced to you, I do not recommend getting into any high-speed chases with it. It's a little hard to hide.
Well, it's a van. It's probably not going to go very fast anyhow.
Okay, and when will you need this?
Preferably, I need it tomorrow, right after sundown.
Oh, of course, of course. It'll be waiting for you in the parking lot of where you hang your hat, as you Americans like to say. The keys
I owe
will
you for the van.
keys will be under the seat.
Thank you. What do I owe you for the van?
Oh, you know me. It's just one more favor that I am forever in your debt about. I will just knock off another little tally off of that sheet. So,
Alright.
by the way, that means you lose a point in contacts. You can't.
A whole point?
Yes, you have 3 points. You
Aw.
have 3 favors from Eki. You lose.
You probably should have just stole a car.
Should have just stolen a car. Oh well. Okay. Thank you very much, Eki. I hope you have a fruitful evening.
Oh, I plan to. It indicates a table of it looks like a bachelor or bachelorette party is going on at one of the tables. He indicates it, and then gets back to what he's doing.
I'll wave and leave.
Have fun, my flower.
Always.
So the rest of you, is there anything you guys want to accomplish? Do you want to feed so that you won't wake up the next morning with an extra point of hunger, or what do you want to do?
I plan on Ubering up to that IHOP and finding a nice, well-off household with only one inhabitant sleeping that I intend to Sandman and probably use their car the next day.
Okay. I will actually have you roll for this. We'll have our first roll. Let me get. So you're just trying to sneak in, right? Or are you trying to? You're trying to. Are you trying to? You're trying to identify your target first, right?
Right, so, I do have Auspex for heightened senses, so I figured I'd be, like, listening at windows and sneaking around all stealthy-like. It's not his first time finding a nice home. He's a professional thief, so he knows security alarms
with
and stuff like
Auspex,
that.
I won't even have you roll for identification because you can just do your thing.
Yeah, walking around doing my thing. Professional thief, /
So,
Sandman.
yeah, we'll just go dexterity stealth. You have 1 hunger. So because I don't have a really way of identifying hunger dice in Roll20, I'm just gonna have the first dice is gonna be your hunger die. All I care about. Don't tell me your total number, obviously. Just I need to know how many successes. We're gonna say a success of 2. If you get a critical success, I will give you something better.
Okay, so for a dice pool in this, you just count up the total pips of dexterity and stealth, and it's that many d10?
Yeah, unless you have a specialty that will add another one. But
I do have a specialty for breaking and entering.
Okay, so that's an extra dice as well.
Okay, so 3, 6, 7.
Okay, so yeah, you got a critical success. That's 2 10s, so critical success. So you were able. So you were in Novato, but you actually settled down a little bit towards. You actually ended up in kind of the wealthier area towards Marin. Basically, you broke into a very nice house of an elderly couple, and you know that McLaren I was talking about. Yeah, there's definitely one in their garage. It's not subtle. It's not a good vehicle. It has 2 seats. It is.
But I can show up in something nice and leave it there when I get in the van.
Yeah.
And just be like, I don't understand what your problem was.
Okay.
And obviously I wear gloves and
It's a black McLaren on a supercar, so.
Nice. You're gonna get so much shit for a van.
That's fine.
Okay. And I take it no one else is going to do anything for the night unless you have. Alright. Okay.
Hold on. Shanna wants to, but she needs my mic apparently.
Yeah.
Stand by one.
I also got something when she's done.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think about that.
I still am not totally sure in the mechanics of everything.
Mhm.
So I think, is it Echo? I don't know. What I would assume I would do, I don't have a car. I figured I had a bike. I go back home. I have a haven, and I would feed there, planning on returning in the morning.
Okay. So that's easy enough. You do your hunting because you have points in haven. You don't have to roll. It's one of the advantages of having a haven, is you have a hunting ground. Yeah, and I was that's easy enough. You'll be able to wake up fed the next morning or evening, so you won't have to worry about getting an extra point of hunger. Yuri, what are you doing?
I was going to get 2 black athletic bags ready for the next trip, as well as getting my suit together, and then looking up bus plans because I plan on taking a bus there in the morning.
To Novato or to the San Francisco?
To Novato, because my understanding we live in Sonoma, so I have to get there.
Yeah. So yeah, easy enough. You figure out the first bus that leaves after sunset. You'll still end up probably there a little bit late, simply because it's a bus, so you can't drive there directly. But
there was a Groupon, so
but it is a bus, so it's cheap.
The Groupon's the only important part.
Yay! Okay, so we'll go ahead.
Yay.
So you guys all get fed. Yuri, do you want? Can I get a hunting roll from you? Because I don't think you have a great way of feeding right now. So, you're an alley cat. So give me a strength brawl check.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go feed Puma. I don't think we fed her this afternoon.
Okay.
So just straight brawl, right? 42.
It's strength plus brawl. So whatever your strength score is, and then also your brawl score, that many d10.
So then 70-10.
Okay. And then recounting. Mm-hmm. 7d10. Okay, so 5. Holy crap! So yeah, you're very successful. You
Fucking
were
show
able to
off.
basically pick a fight. We're able to feed. It's up to you if you can go ahead and kill the person if you want to go to 0 hunger. Otherwise, you just wake up fed in the morning or in the evening.
I'll just wake up fed.
Okay. So the next evening, so yeah, you all of you guys are able to wake up. You still only have 1 hunger, and you make your way to the IHOP in Novato. There's the obligatory old couple arguing about coffee. There's some stoners playing cards and eating whatever is on special at IHOP. So probably the first person to actually get there would be Harrow, unless he's intentionally trying to arrive late.
Yeah, fashionably late because I have a car to show off.
Yeah. So I would say then Lily is actually the first one to show up. Lily, so you got a van.
Yep.
It's a band's van. So there is a huge bleeding heart on the side with a dagger sticking out of it.
Yes.
There are seats. It's been cleared of audio equipment, but there's still XLR cables and stuff hanging from everywhere.
And do I actually have the title to this van, or
I love this van.
I do too?
Do you have the title? Well, the title and registration are both in there. You don't make a. Let me see what you got. Give me a wits academics check on that registration.
All right, so I've got 2 in wits, 2 in academics. So is that
4.
all right?
This is a difficulty 3 because you're trying to identify just how legit this title and registration are. You still made it, so yeah, it looks legit.
All right, cool. All right, so I come rolling up in my sweet ass van. You roll up. I would say, CC, you're the next person to arrive. Probably around the same time, actually, as Yuri. Yuri gets off the bus. Would be walking from the bus stop. CC, you come in your bicycle,
Pedal up on my bike.
yeah. And finally, because he was actually with Auspex, just waiting for everybody to show up.
Of
comes
course.
Harrow in his black McLaren.
I'm literally just gonna pull up next to that van and give it this left, right, up to the driver, down, left, right, and go like this.
Okay.
Whip around and park beside it.
Okay. I do want, just because I think it's funny, can I get a dexterity drive check from Harrow? Because this is a supercar, and
Not exactly very nondescript.
well, no, it's more of the issue that there is a lot supercars are actually hard to drive.
Yeah.
All right, I'm totally taking a point in hunger as As Lily is watching this, I'm about to take a
Okay,
sip.
you got it was target number 3. You don't do anything like horrible with the van or with the car, but you saddle up and yeah.
I thought we were supposed to be nondescript.
Oh, this isn't for the job. Nondescript
Okay.
was your problem, but again, that's nondescript.
Better than a McLaren.
This is Sonoma.
Oh no, we're totally going in as a band.
Yeah. Have you seen Yuri? I don't know that anyone's gonna buy that he's.
Oh no, he's our drummer.
He
Yes.
does actually look. He could probably pass as either a drummer or a roadie.
Yeah.
His description sounds like my old drummer,
Yeah.
actually.
Does that make me the lead vocalist in this plan?
Well,
Well, you have
obviously.
actually 2 people that are above 2 women that are above 6 foot. So you're like nondescript is already kind of out the window.
I have looks too, so technically I classify as beautiful as well.
Just out of curiosity, I know Becca did. Who all took the beautiful?
Not me.
Okay, so
I'm a little more average height, too. I don't know
Okay.
if I said that.
okay,
So it's just me and you, Becca. We're the frontliners.
okay.
We are. It's
Oh.
gonna be great.
Dibs on
Uh-huh.
bases.
Yeah.
Have a leather jacket. All right.
There's no music. Just clarification. There are no musical instruments. There's a bunch of XLR cables, but there's no musical instruments in the band.
Ooh.
Oh, we're actually a cappella, and the drummer does percussion,
Okay.
like on his knees. I'm also a gifted liar.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you guys just want to go over anything, or do you want to just head in the van and head to San Francisco?
Well, we can probably discuss as we drive.
Okay.
It does take an hour to get there,
Right.
roughly.
So you guys hop in the van. Who's driving?
I'm gonna drive unless someone has a better drive skill than one.
Yep, my plan was for you to drive. Remember, I outlined this in the plan.
Yeah.
Your wheels.
I'm wheels. I was gonna drive.
I have shotgun. She's bait. Yuri's the troubleshooter.
Okay. So you guys head out of the IHOP, down the road out to Golden Gate. So it's be right after sunset. So it's probably 9 o'clock at night. It's a Tuesday, so it's not like it's. So I mean, traffic isn't horrific, but it's still San Francisco. So I need, again, a dexterity drive check from your driver to not.
All
So
right.
she's willing, I'm gonna
Dexterity.
pull out my fast track.
Okay. You're gonna hang the fast track up, make sure you don't get any tolls.
Yep, and that
Uh,
and the map.
Here we go.
Okay.
First 2 would have been my red dice.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean it's not a huge, difficult rule to not get into an accident. It does take you a while because of where you're going, most of it's one way. So like you're fighting with the map and you're trying to like figure out how to park. How far away do you want to park? And also, it's San Francisco, so finding a parking space takes you a while.
Yeah.
Especially with a big old van.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that we can find a parking structure within a mile or 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's parking structures everywhere, and with the amount of money you have on hand, it's easy enough to. It's still, somebody's probably worried about spending $100 for parking for a night, but it's San Francisco, so that's standard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys clamber out, and you heading straight to the address, or are you gonna do something, or are you gonna try to find something or scope something out first?
Oh, I think Wheels and I were gonna wait in the car with the engine running and let Bait go in and see what's going on.
Oh, so do you want to actually be closer to the place first and have her look at it and then park after? Because
Sure.
all right, so we'll be kind of back in like an alleyway as bait goes in.
Not sure how I feel about the name. I mean, I'm just saying bait usually gets et.
Well, we have Groupon, we have Bait, we have Wheels, we have Master. It's just code names for the night.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need from Becca. I need a wit stealth check to try to not, because you're trying to be basically like nondescript in your van and not draw attention to yourself.
I'm going to offer the safely advice of just fly casual.
There you go. A 9, an 8, and a 9.
Okay. We'll figure out if somebody is able to spot you later. So Cece, do you get out, or are you not comfortable being the bait in this plan?
I'm okay being the bait, actually. It's just a matter of knowing what to use and do
Okay.
in order to be useful bait
Okay.
and not just floundering wildly.
Okay, so it depends upon what you're doing. If you're just trying to scope out, I would ask for a wit awareness check to figure out like guards and the like. If you're actually trying to be bait, trying to distract, that's going to be a charisma. Let's see, charisma subterfuge check.
So I've got, it was either going to be wits and what was it?
Wits and awareness will give you an idea of like security measures on the building and kind of what's going on.
I would be better at that.
Okay.
I'm better at looking than drawing attention, I guess.
Okay, so give me a wits awareness check, and depending upon how many successes you get, I will determine how much information you get.
Okay, that's a 5. How am I rolling this?
You
I
just-
haven't used.
Okay. It's just roll. Have you used Roll20 before?
Sorry.
Okay.
So /roll
Or-
space and then
5d10.
yeah, 5d10.
Okay, so
Okay.
we don't worry about that. You got all successes. Oh no, you got 1 fail, but 4 successes. Okay, so you're
Yay.
amazingly you are actually pretty good at scoping a place out. So you can tell
The tone of incredulity feels bad.
well, you rolled actually very well. So, what you've kind of gleaned from what's going on, the building it's a typical San Francisco structure. So it's very narrow, but a lot of floors to it. There's two above ground. Then there's also a loft attic thing, and then there's probably a basement as well. I'm pretty sure the item is not going to be on the ground floor, because the ground floor is a noodle house. It's not. It's a restaurant. There's as you probably would have entered in order to kind of get an idea of what's going on. A lot of orders coming in and out. No one even really spots the fact that there's a stranger here. You do notice that there's, for a noodle house, a lot of security cameras watching the staircases. You also see quite a few, we'll say, surly-looking members of the populace. Lots of tattoos, scars, that all kind of hunker to their back and remain quiet, watching people come in and out. They don't particularly pay you mind. There's tourists around here all the time, so it's not. You just kind of blend in with them. But you can tell that total on this floor, there's probably 3 guards, 2 security cameras. You don't know above or below how many, but if you kind of look up at the window, you probably saw 1 person moving above. But the basement, you have no idea, because there's no real way to figure out that.
Okay. If that's enough scoping and I can leave without drawing further attention, I can go back maybe a different way to the alley if I would know how to get there. I don't know San Francisco. If I
Right.
can loop around to get back to.
San Francisco's a
Our-
giant grid, so it's really
Okay.
easy to loop back.
Okay, yeah, then I would do that loop back and let them know what I saw, where the guards and security cameras.
So, just point of mechanics. For those of you, I know Lily has obfuscate, and I'm imagining so does probably Harrow. Obfuscate works on people. It does not work on technology. So the security cameras are probably a bigger problem than the people are.
That made me really sad.
The security cameras.
That obfuscate doesn't work on technology. When I read that, I was very sad.
Okay.
Poor Nosferatu getting the shaft in every edition, one way or another.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So once briefed, I'm gonna kind of look at Yuri because he's probably the only person besides me with experience like this. See if he's got any thoughts or input on how he'd like to approach this. Does he have a Groupon for the Noodle
Pull it out
Shack?
slowly.
For the
Go
Noodle
into the
Shack, we
restaurant.
could just
Yeah.
go in and get dinner.
Yeah, so I was going to ask along those lines, would I be able to actually have connections or something along those lines to pull from? Because I have no problem trying to pull up schematics and other things that the priests sent our way, to actually show us.
Here's an interesting point for Yuri. Because you have underworld connections, you could probably do something about those guards. Well, you could probably. You have some pull with the triads. So assuming that they're gang members, which you're pretty sure they're Chinese mafia, you could probably pull something, but you'd have to contact your boss about it.
Okay, well, I'm wondering if we want to do it that way. Do we want to try to get somebody from the inside?
I mean, it's that, or I go Super Ninja and try and sneak in, but that doesn't sound like the best of plans given the level of security she's described. And the lack of planning for that. I'm good, but I prefer to scope and plan and have a better plan if I'm going to procure things illicitly in such a manner.
I'm also trying to think if the priest would actually give us a little bit more information or a point of contact so we can actually get more of a, not so much a layout understanding, but a way that we can actually try to do it. Especially if we're trying to be discreet or a way for us to take everybody out.
How many exits did the building have? We could man the exits and set the building on fire.
I'm down for that.
Fire not discreet, my friend.
It would definitely burn the book, and it'd be in the paper. Proof.
But we need paper for proof.
Don't
Also,
fires happen in California?
Yes, but I'm sure they have something like that in a safe.
Oh, that's true. Well, if the building burnt down, then we could retrieve the safe from the ashes, and then we could destroy the book properly and give Father Matthias the ashes.
Unless someone grabs it during the day. In which case, you're host. I'm not going near that building if it's on.
We also don't know where in this building the book is located. If we can find that out, then sneaking in, I'm actually pretty damn quick. If we can find a way to disable some cameras in the area that the book is in.
From a mechanic standpoint, could I use share the senses, something like that?
I'm sorry. Which ability?
Share the senses from Auspex?
Or
yeah.
Let me look up exactly
didn't-
what this does,
Yeah,
and I will let you know.
Yeah, it sounded like you could essentially project yourself into the senses of someone else. You're still aware of where you are, but you could see, hear, smell, things like that. And if I could try and project into, say, the man that I saw further upstairs, since we knew that or assumed that the book would probably not be on the ground floor.
Okay. Let me just look this up.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm new to the system too, so I need to look at what Auspice does.
As long as it's not just me.
Okay, share senses. Oh, yeah, you could easily do that. So if you want to head back over there, I'll need a rouse check, which means that I need you to roll 1d10. On a failure, your hunger increases. You're basically channeling the power in your blood to do this.
Okay.
It automatically goes off. Like there's no success fail, but we need to. Okay, so you don't get
Okay.
hungrier.
Okay.
Your hunger stays the same, and yeah, when you stare up, this you now see he's just pacing back and forth. There is a book with Path of the Grave on just a desk, and
There we go.
it doesn't seem to be any guards anywhere.
Okay.
You do, like, as he's looking around, you realize this guy has an MP5 in his hand, a submachine gun. It looks like he's a guard.
Okay.
But that seems to be the only person up there.
Okay. As he's looking around, do I see anything like security cameras in that room?
Actually, no. So that room honestly looks like it's an office.
Okay.
And so there's no security cameras. You do notice some. It looks like there's like the door probably has a camera on the other side. Like you can see that
In the
and-
hall.
And you can actually see that on the computer screen. You can see the monitor feeds of everything.
Okay. Oh, so I can see where all of the cameras would be
Right.
for the Lapras restaurant.
But you have to wait for him to kind of pass by because he seems to kind of pacing
Yeah.
back and forth.
Okay.
You don't
Okay.
have you don't have control over him. You
Yeah, I'm not manipulating him, seeing through. Okay. I can pass that information along to Lily and see if that's maybe something that, since she's fast, if she could get in and out, maybe I could let her know when he's leaving the room.
Yeah.
How fast are you, kitten?
Well, we're probably about to find out. Second floor?
Yes.
Corner office type thing?
Yep.
Fire escape going up?
There is a
Is
fire
there?
escape.
Okay.
In the back alley.
All right.
It does
Well,
not lead to that because the office is on the street side of it. So but it's the second floor, and the building doesn't look that big. So
I'm going to give her the number of the cell phone I've stolen today and say to text this if she runs into trouble, and we will create a distraction for her escape.
okay.
sounds good. All right, I'm willing to try this, going up the fire escape, trying to get as close to the window that would allow me into the office to deal with this guy with a submachine gun.
Okay, so the first thing on this particular plan is jumping onto that fire escape because the ladder is pulled up.
Right.
So I need a strength athletics check from you. Target number 4. This is a high jump. 1, 2, 3. You cannot reach it.
Damn it.
Yeah, so if I notice she's taking a little while, Yuri's going to go back to the alley to make sure she doesn't need any help,
Okay.
and then offers her a boost.
Yeah, could you give me a boost? That would be appreciated.
Okay, Yuri, give me a strength athletics check.
For you, my friend, I do.
And it's
Just
only
straight
target number 2 because you're not actually she's tall enough. You're not trying to actually jump and grab it. You're just
You'll have to.
Just straight strength.
yeah, strength athletics. Oh no. So normally this would be a messy critical, but it's funny. And it's not gonna cause anything. So Yuri is super strong, so that beast takes hold of him because he rolled a natural 10 on his hunger die roll. This is what's called a messy critical.
Woo!
So Yuri, there's just a surge of blood going through your veins, and you basically throw Lily to the second floor of the second part of the fire escape.
Okay.
You're lucky no one saw you.
Yuri's like, huh, no group unnecessary today.
Yeah.
I give him a thumbs up once I actually land. Okay. So with the fire escape, looking in whatever window is on the second floor, does it look like there's any cameras?
Give me a wits awareness check.
Wits awareness?
Mhm.
Where's awareness? Okay, that's just a straight 2. Great. Woo.
Looks clear. Looks perfectly clear.
All right. Angles might be a problem. The outside of the building, how sheer is it?
It's a brick building. It's sheer.
It doesn't have the little lips that a lot of buildings in San Fran has.
No, it's a sheer building on the back. There's
Okay,
Chinatown. Weird history thing. Chinatown is actually relatively new in San Francisco. It only existed from after the earthquake of 1908. That's when because Chinatown basically burnt down.
Yeah.
During the earthquake.
Okay. So the fire escape, how far is the window that would be towards the office?
It's just right across the hall.
Across the hall?
Well, you can see actually the stairwell leading down, and then it goes. So you can see that, as I said, these buildings are super narrow. So.
Okay, but CC has actually stated to me that there is a camera on the outside of the door.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Not, as far as you can tell, it's not facing the window. That you saw the camera. That's not what that roll was about.
All right. Okay, now I'm nervous. So because I know the camera's there facing the door, I don't think I would go in this window. I need to try to see if I can get to the window that would go into the office. Is there anything around it that would allow me to have a handhold or be able to swing over there or something?
So since it's across the you'd probably have to go up to the top to the roof and then swing down. It might be better to go to the roof and then go through the roof access and go into the building that way.
All right, I'll try that.
Because if you tried to swing down, you'd be on street level. Somebody would notice you.
Yeah, so I'll go up to the roof and try to find a spot to go in.
There's roof access. It's not hard. Now that door is definitely going to be locked.
Okay, well, let's see what I can do about quietly unlocking it.
Okay.
Larceny skill, maybe?
Yeah, that's going to be intelligence larceny.
All right.
It's not even dexterity. It's and target number. It's a pretty simple lock. We'll say 3.
Nope. And that 10 is one of my red dice.
Do you have another 10? Nope. Okay. So as you said, technically the last thing was not be a true messy critical because you need to actually crit in order for messy critical to go off. So I just thought it was funny that it would throw you off.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you would have truly messy critical, somebody would have seen him do what he did. So
I don't know what the blood surge actually thing does.
Well, okay, so you actually have some options here. You can spend some willpower and re-roll all of your fails, which you might want to do because that's a lot of fails.
Yeah.
or you can blood surge, which you do arouse the blood check, and you can increase one of your attributes by 1. Your
No, I
physical
think I'm going to spend a willpower and re-roll those 5 dice.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, you're able to pick that lock fairly well, and so you go ahead and open the door.
Mm-hmm.
You head down to the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor is basically like a loft apartment. It's not. There's no one in here. It's 9 o'clock at night in San Francisco. Whoever lives here is probably out drinking somewhere or having
Okay.
fun. As you get to the 2nd floor, go ahead and give me a dexterity stealth check. Okay. I actually have to roll myself. Okay. So as far as you know, no one's heard you, and sorry, CC, as the guard, it hasn't heard anything.
Oh, we just lost Cece. Come back!
She's trying.
Okay.
There it is. I don't understand what just happened. There we go.
I can hear you just.
Okay. There we go.
There we go. Yeah. So
Yay.
CC, you with Auspex still going with share the senses. Lily is still clear. The guard hasn't reacted at all.
Okay, so I know we don't need to rush in right away.
Right. You do kind of like he hasn't really paid attention, but as you're able to kind of see, you see some movement on the camera, but the guard itself doesn't seem to be aware.
Okay, I only know to look for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for me to super speed this, hopefully in a way that I can avoid the camera angle.
Okay. So what celerity power are you using?
So what's the difference between fleetness and traversal?
Traversal?
Yeah.
Traversal allows you to run up sheer walls.
Oh, fuck. And fleetness?
Fleetness is just about speed. It's just running really quick.
All right.
And you can blood surge that die because it's an attribute too, right?
Well, she could blood surge dexterity, and then also use this. But fleetness is also a rouse check, so she'll start getting really hungry.
Plenty of things to eat there. She'll be fine. There's a guard there with a gun.
Oh yeah, there's a guard there
You
that
also have obfuscate. Don't forget that.
Yeah, and that'll be good once I get past the camera, but it's not good right now.
I'm gonna tell you, celerity isn't like quicker than the eye. It's not gonna get you past the camera. It's not really gonna get you past the camera like that. You would just be able to move quicker.
Yeah, that's like the really high levels that let you go faster than that.
Yeah. Like fleetness basically makes you faster than Usain Bolt. It doesn't make you faster than a car.
Okay. Using fleetness, that I can actually knock the camera up so that it doesn't see me as I go through. Using like a broom or something.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm going to try that, and knowing that there's a guard on the other side, I'm going to try to
Do it quickly.
do it quickly, grab the book, and run out.
Okay. First I need a rouse check for fleetness. So go ahead.
Okay. So
just 1d10. Tell me
just
if you...
straight 1d10.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it.
Okay, so you don't get any hungrier from that. Are
Yay.
you going to try to blood surge or not?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to blood surge.
Give me another rouse check.
Yay.
Okay, so you're good on that. So your dexterity is increased by 1 for the rest of the scene.
All right. And so it'd be dexterity plus my celerity?
No. So it's going to be dexterity, athletics, and celerity.
Oh, all 3?
All 3.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, cool.
One, 2, 3,
5?
5. Okay. You knocked the camera out of the way. That's what you needed.
Run in, grab the book, run out.
Amazingly, this guy still didn't hear
Don't
the
get
camera
shot.
get knocked. He does, however, hear the door open up and sees this woman running unbelievably fast. And just starts firing with the MP5.
Okay, I'm just
So
Going for the
everybody hears.
grabbing the book and going out the window.
Twitchy trigger finger.
Okay.
Out the
Well, he's
window.
not accurate. He just got scared to death, though.
There was a scary lady. She was really fast.
Mm. Pretty much. But he actually, so he does clip you.
Okay.
But you're a vampire, so bullets don't mean a lot. So you normally take 6 points of damage, but that's reduced to half. Because you're a vampire, so you take 3 points of superficial damage as you get clipped with a 9mm round into your shoulder.
All right.
And now, how are you leaving?
Out the window.
Okay, so as you bust through the window, you hear. Not that it matters because there's a bunch of bullets going. That's what the other check was. Is that there's an alarm on the window.
Ha ha! Yes. I totally did not notice that.
So you're jumping off the fire escape then?
Yeah, basically trying to get to the fire escape, get down, and back to the van. Like,
Okay.
Loop around to the
So
van.
at this, CC, since you're monitoring from the street, you see a bunch of these guards run out and seem to be looking for something.
Okay. Something that say just lift up the window.
Yeah. They're like, some of them are trying to run back and they're chasing after it. They don't pay attention to you.
Okay.
But they're running off. Lily looks like she's being chased.
Okay.
Who has the van?
He's in the driver's seat at the moment.
Okay. So, are you going to try to pick up Lily, or are you just gonna wait for her to get to you?
Having heard the gunfire, I will probably turn the car on.
If he didn't, I would have said so.
Yeah. Do we? I don't really know where she is. Do we see her erupt out of a window?
No, because you guys were in the front, and she's in the back.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
You do hear a siren go off, and you and your share of the senses would have seen her jump through the window, so you know that she's on the back.
yeah, I don't really want to leave the point of origin because if she goes here and I'm not here anymore, that's a problem. And she hasn't texted me that there's a problem yet. So right now I'm just trusting that she's got things under control.
Oh
But
no!
yeah, just-
As I'm running, I'm texting.
Yeah, mid-fall, as she's swan diving out the window, she's texting you. Help!
Okay, then I guess I will exit the alley very casually and casually drive towards the front of this building.
Okay, so you drive casual. You kind of have to end around it because, again, San Francisco one-way roads.
You know, and I'll be keeping an eye out to see if I see her. Maybe honk the horn if we get
Easy enough. She is outstripping everybody. Not like
Cool.
I'm
gonna
track
tell
star
Yuri to-
here.
gonna tell Yuri to open the side door.
And I do.
Okay, so you fling the door open. Lily, you obviously spot your van.
Yeah, I'm totally flying into that side door.
Jump in. Close the door. Okay, now, so, okay. I need a dry. So, how are you trying to get out of San Francisco there?
Oh, I'm
Arrow.
just casually driving like nothing strange has happened.
Okay, give me a. I don't know, wits drive check for that.
He's afraid to let me use my dexterity again.
Well, no, if you were flooring it, I give you dexterity. This is about like.
Calm and composure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a composure ability if it's about composure.
I'll actually give you an option on it. Are you trying to be
Oh.
sneaky?
Hell yeah,
about it?
I'm gonna use composure then because
Yeah.
I'm amped up on that.
Okay, so yeah. So you can go ahead and use composure. You're trying to maintain calm while all this is going on.
I am calmer.
Yeah, but the issue isn't.
Oh, actually, well, it's not really a social role, so I mean, so that's a social ability, but not a social role, so I shouldn't get my bonus for looks for that, right?
No, like in the
'Cause-
car, in the van.
Well, I rolled
That
plus
was
one.
really good in the car
So-
driving.
Here's my question. Hear me out. It says that you
Hey.
get a +1 to all your social attributes, but this isn't really a social role, but composure's
No, it's-
listed under that. So
Yeah,
I just figured I'd ask.
No, it's not a. Your
Well,
hair
good
is
looking
blowing
driver.
in the wind and it's causing them not to chase you as much.
I have long hair. Did you not see the picture?
Oh yeah, I know. You think you have a tail? They haven't. They seem to be also driving casually, trying to be. This is
So
it's the lowest. It's the slowest car chase ever.
Yes.
So I'm going to let Yuri know that it looks like we have an undesired follower in our caravan. If he has any ideas for.
For all that it matters, it looks like it's a black Dodge Charger. You would
Oh, I
almost
want
assume
that car.
It would almost assume that it would be a police car, except that it's blacked out. And yeah,
I say we take their car.
But I've put this up for Yuri's suggestions because he's in the back seat. Maybe he wants to open the doors and say hello. That guy.
Okay, so do you want to continue to drive casually? Or are you sticking? Basically, are you sticking with traffic, or are you going to try to lose this guy?
That depends on Yuri's response.
So I'll pull out the map and then I'll point him to a place on the map and say, "This is the place we must go."
Very well, then I am going to casually drive to that place.
Okay, is it an isolated place, or is it where are you directing them to, Yuri?
Pretty much just there's a parking lot right before the Golden Gate Bridge. I'll have him drive through there. I'll get out and I'll take out the map and start asking him questions as I have them drive away.
Okay, so you guys pull into the
He's going to
Golden Gate
ditch us.
parking lot. About 30 seconds later, this black Charger also pulls up beside you. The guy with the MP5 walks out, although he doesn't have it on him anymore. You do see just a bunch of people in suits, Asian gentlemen in suits. For Yuri, you can obviously tell that they have guns, like in shoulder rigs, underneath their jackets. Anybody else that's at least used to this knows that they're armed as well. They, as casually as they can, lean up against their car, waiting for you guys to get out.
So I'll get out and approach him with the map.
Why are you breaking into our noodle shop?
What is this you speak?
You picked up a woman that broke into our noodle shop.
I try to go here, and I point at the map.
Make a manipulation subterfuge check.
Well, so I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to somewhat distract. I'm not trying to manipulate all those lines, but I'm trying to get the map, and I'm trying to reach in. And as I reach in and show the map, kind of put it on the dashboard, I'm going to try to pull out a knife and then put it in the tire.
Oh, okay.
Go Terry!
That's okay. So for that, I will actually say, even though it's kind of sleight of hand, but I would say give me a strength melee on that check. Because they are kind of distracted by everything. 2 is all you needed. So yeah, you puncture their tire without any kind of issue. It does make a horrible hiss as you puncture the tire, and all the people surrounding you reach for their guns.
Upon seeing them reach for their guns, can I do something?
Yeah.
Or do I not see that?
No, you see that.
Cool. I would
They are
like
not
to...
being subtle about this. So.
Cool. I'm going to make an apparition. So
Okay.
this might require your translation of V20 rules to V5 rules here.
Uh-huh.
I can do an illusion that can pull all 5 senses and move, basically. This is my
chimera
most
street.
potent ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to make an illusion of a lupine across the parking lot, like just ripping out of his shirt and roaring.
Okay. Give me a manipulation, subterfuge, chimera.
The way it worked in 20, like I had to spend willpower and a blood point, but there wasn't any roll.
Okay, so okay. Mine. Give me a rouse check.
So
Yeah.
that I don't even know how to do a rouse check.
You just roll a d10. You're just gonna see if you get hungrier.
Gotcha. Roll 1d10. Nope, that is not roll 20. Roll 1d10.
Okay, so wow, you guys have been really good with your rouse checks.
I ate well this morning or
Yeah.
this evening.
Okay, so yeah, across the distance, and as they're reaching for their guns, they now turn and see this thing, and okay, they're not even paying attention to you. They just start opening fire on this thing. Which, of course, there's a big crowd there.
Oh fuck!
We're really good at this subtlety thing.
Oh yeah.
It's clearly a werewolf incident, not a vampire incident. We're fine.
So I'd like to do this along those lines. When they start doing that, I'm going to pull out my phone, call 911, and report their license plate, and then run back to the van.
Yes!
I like it. Okay, so you guys. So I'm assuming somebody took the drive. No, you're still in the driver's side. You didn't have to get out of it. So you floor it as soon as Yuri's back in.
Yes.
Okay.
And once I'm out of sight, like that illusion's gonna be gone, because I don't have. That's like another
Yeah.
ability.
The big takeaway though is they fired into a crowd of people. So
Bad people.
yeah.
And they don't have a getaway vehicle. And if they did, it's been called in.
Yep. Okay, so you guys head across Gold Gate Bridge. That was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
I had a question about Lily having a bullet in her shoulder.
Yep.
I have medicine. Can I be trying to patch her up as we're driving, or is that not necessary?
It's not
health-wise?
really necessary.
Okay.
When she
I wasn't
wakes
sure
up
how
the
it worked.
next evening, she can actually, well, it would help because it would keep her from. She'd have to actually spend blood hunger to get that bullet out by herself. So if you can do a medicine check, you can spare
Yeah.
her some hunger later.
Sure.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
So that's
Yeah.
medicine is an intelligence check. So intelligence medicine to get that bullet.
Intelligence medicine. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to. Terry, yeah, we'll probably. I'm gonna finish. You guys are at the end of this particular like little scene, so we'll get. I'm gonna finish up in just a bit. As you guys make your way to Berkeley, which is actually where Father Matthias's temple is. It's right outside of campus. As you pull up, your van actually fits in pretty well in Berkeley.
Oh yeah.
We should probably ditch this van soon.
Oh yeah. I know of a couple of alleys where some drug dealers have things going on. We could probably get
It's
rid
Berkeley.
of it.
There's drug dealers in every alley.
Yeah.
Pick some Asian ones. Wait, it's Berkeley. Sorry.
So you guys, sorry. So you guys pull up. Father Matthias is waiting for you. He does not look happy.
He never looks happy with me.
Well, I see you got my book.
We lost somebody.
Yeah, we like
No.
saying that again.
We lost CC again.
Yeah, got the book.
I've heard reports of some interesting going on. I'm glad I have a police scanner. It was
Why? What happened?
shots fired in 2 different locations.
We don't even have guns.
Give me my book.
Hand over the book. Yep, hand over the book.
Takes the book. You have my thanks. However, I will warn you, further violations of the masquerade will suffer consequences. The only reason I'm not taking your head now is because it was under my... It was my fault for sending amateurs to do this job.
Who breached the masquerade again?
I'm not entirely sure. But somebody did.
Nope.
I mean, it's a big city, but none of us have guns. You're complaining. I'm not carrying a gun. Are you carrying a gun?
No, I'm not carrying
I
a
don't have
gun.
any guns.
And the reports of a woman running at 40 miles an hour and
I mean, these are the same reports that say
Oh,
there was
come
a
on.
werewolf,
That-
right?
It's obvious
I don't know,
someone was high or was hallucinating out of
And that's what the
out of their mind.
official
Yeah,
story will say
absolutely.
about the 40-mile-an-hour woman and the
Is
There's a
werewolf.
TV show. No, there's a TV show about this. And like, maybe someone was just super excited about their TV show and, ranting about it on the radio.
Not that the role really matters, but Harold, give me a manipulation subterfuge check. This is a social check. You get to use your looks on this one. Very well. I will forgive these indiscretions. Here, he tosses you another bundle of money to each of you.
Sweet, I love money. I'm gonna smell it.
Okay. How much money did he just give us?
And he gave you each of you an extra $2,000. I don't want to see you for, we'll say, 2 weeks. Find something to take care of. Lily, keep an
Yep.
eye on Eki. He's up to something.
Yeah, he's always up to something. You got it.
Did he just call me something?
And that's where we'll go ahead and end for tonight. Thank you guys for playing.
Awesome.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank
we figured
you.
out our
Thank you,
techniques,
guys.
at least. That just took half the night, you know.
This was super fun though.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Have a good night, everybody.
You
You too.
want to try again for next Sunday?
Yeah.
I'm in.
See ya.
Cool.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Yuri.
Bye.